Heal the man and heal the house. Allow him to roar, not be a mouse. Conflict when necessary, pain is growth. Modern man has been castrated and forgot both. I am not here to hold your hand while you finally do what's right. Stop dulling your gifts and letting your presence be contrite. What do you want? How do you feel? How about you help yourself and stop sucking
You're
life on your
invisible.
family and blaming mental
Don't
health.
worry.
Heal the man and heal the house. Allow him to roar, not be a mouse. Conflict when necessary, pain is growth. Modern man has been castrated and forgot both.
Wait and see if a couple more join here. So yeah, may as well just get started. So 5 days out, and I'm shitting myself, obviously, but I'm very prepared for what lies ahead. So I'm almost looking forward to the challenge, but understand it's not going to be easy. The real enemy is not the alcohol, it's not the drugs, it's not porn. It's the enemy is drift, it's isolation, disguised as independence, pride disguised as bravado, and men collapse because they're weak, not because they're weak, but because they refuse to admit when they're weak and let it compound. So things are going to change very rapidly here over the next few days. Not only do we have the sobriety starting on December 1st, there's another major announcement coming alongside that, which has definitely got the possibility to make a big change in the world. So I'm excited to let you know about that, but timing is everything. And you'll know what I mean about that as well come Monday. Anybody, any questions there? It's easy to be comfortable done and led by authoritative pseudo intellectuals. Well, it is, yes. It's also too easy to pretend and intellectualize everything yourself and get lost in rabbit holes. So, no, I'm pushing myself as hard as humanly possible here, Nemesis, because somebody has got to set the example and show that, transformation isn't a montage and it's not this Andrew Tate bullshit. Masculinity is spiritually based and grounded in discipline. And men have a lot to answer for. And with regards to like withdrawals and all the rest, I'm fully prepared for that because I deserve every single withdrawal symptom that comes my direction because I was the idiot that done it in the first place. There's one thing you tell every person on earth, what would it be? Stop looking down at your phone and look up. No, it's everything. Smoke, everything, tobacco. I'm allowing myself a black coffee in the morning, that's it. And then I should be living like a monk until I have died to myself. There's no point in having the ability to do stuff or like I'm able to write poetry in 2 minutes that makes complete sense and tells a story, but it's wasted if it's not being used for the right thing. And I usually just use it to abuse people, which is funny, but it's not really, is it? Not when we're in such serious times in the world. Anyone, any other questions? I will field any questions or any abuse. No censorship here. What was your thoughts on manifestation? I think it's bollocks. Well done. Nemesis. It's not easy, and it's very easy to drift back into it, but the thing that's really shaken me is just how much you compromise with yourself to do stuff, you know, and how inconsistent it makes you. And all these things just suppress you. We live in an imaginarium. Okay. Well, it seems pretty real to me. Hi, Cutterwin. But make no mistake about it, like, obviously, this is going to be an absolute fucking joke for me. I'll be in bits and probably crying and fucking all sorts, but it's not a pleasant thing having to die to yourself, is it? And if I had lived correctly, I would never have to do this in the first place. But that's the problem. Most people will never come to the realization that it's them that needs to make the change. I have a friend who has been through rehab, it must be about 20 times, paid for by the government, your taxes, my taxes, and every time he's went, we've known he's going to fail. But you encourage them anyway. But like, until somebody is ready to actually make change themselves, stop wasting your time on them. It's the knock-on effects. Nemesis is the reason that I'm doing it, because masculinity being removed from society has destroyed it, and I intend to bring it back with a boom and a bang. Proper masculinity, not this, oh, I've got a Bugatti Veyron and 20 women that have probably paid to sit beside me. No, real masculinity, being prepared to sacrifice, go through adversity for a better purpose. Deadwood has to go, and by that, go, you'll inspire people. Anyway. Northern Ireland is a traumatized nation now. Ireland in general is spiritually lobotomized. It's a country that has always, flew the flag of religion but never practiced it. And yeah, I imagine we will be judged pretty harshly for that. But the first 2 weeks are going to be shit. Well, I'm going into it with the mindset that I'm going into war, like, proper, fucking ready, focused, and going to destroy any opposition that comes in front of me. And I don't mean that in a violent way, but I need to remain present. I need to remain focused and keep my eyes on the goal. And to be honest, I can't not do it. That's the truth, because what's at stake here is big, and it's more than me. and you'll find out exactly why it's more than me come Monday. And it's not teasing a big fucking surprise or a branding nonsense. This is actual change and something viable. But I have to prove it first. Prescription medication, definitely, I would say, is the worst. Yeah, the worst drug I've ever come off would be diazepam, without a shadow of a doubt. And I've come off heroin before, which in comparison was a piece of piss. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody, Nemesis. This is a blueprint. Sugar is going too. Dopamine receptors are being completely reset. So, like, even the amount of use of my phone, everything, completely stripping it back. Yeah, well, the problem with diazepam, it loses its therapeutic value after 3 days of use. So you have to double up, and then after another 3 days, double up again. And it's a very vicious cycle. I think I was taking like over 50 at a time at one stage. It's mental. And we MSJ jobbies. UDA blues. It's the regimentation and the training that I'm looking forward to, but routine is keen. And to be fair, it's lack of routine that's probably led me so quickly down back in the addiction after being off everything for ages. I took like 2 or 3 seizures coming off diazepam. Have you had any military style training before? No, I would not last 2 days in the military because I cannot take instructions. I would probably out train half of the fuckers, and that's before the 90 days. I've never actually understood the mindset of joining the army, to be honest. It baffles me. Mel, you have hit the nail on the head there, sir. Everything's a big distraction. And all the alternative channels that are bringing you, Tartaria, all the conspiracies, they're leading you nowhere. It's just another distraction. There is an overall picture. And, week by week, we're unveiling it. But not that it's going to lead to a big revelation, but there is an overall picture, and it is leading in one direction. And all these different avenues do show it as well. You were kicked out of the military after 3 years. They couldn't break me. I had the choice of jail or army. Yes, that has kind of been my trajectory. I ended up in jail though. Oh, like it is a military regiment that I have laid out for myself. So, like certain things at certain times of the day, I'm going to try and work every single day as much as possible. I'm going to try to keep everything on time. However, leave room for adjustment because I don't want to become slave to the routine either. I actually want to recover, and when I start feeling a bit more clarity and a bit less cravings, then there's room to loosen the stiffness of that routine, but I need to keep up the training, etc. I actually can't wait to see at the end of it what physical shape I'm able to get into, never mind mental shape, because throughout addiction, no matter what I've been on, I've continued consistently training and kept in good shape. So remove the fog, remove the drugs, remove the smoke, remove all that bullshit, and a clean diet. I might even not have fucking potato sacks under my eyes. I might be able to smile. Who knows? Anything is possible. My screen, sorry. Oh, well, there's a couple on the chat here. I can see your messages. But no man should be afraid of discomfort. And that is all it's going to be, apart from physiological reactions to coming off stuff, is just dealing with discomfort. And I need to not be a fruit and not be an absolute, it's being soft that's got me here. It's masking stuff and wanting to not feel that's got me here. So I just need to man up, properly man up though, and feel the things and process them and get it done, get it processed, and move on to greater things. Well, it is and it isn't about self mastery. To me, it's about admitting that you can't really master yourself and submitting to God, because self mastery has led me to nothing but dark turns. Oh, that's why I picked this time of year. I want this to be like the most confronting, hardest possible thing ever. Because not that I enjoy pain or not that I want to endure pain, but I want it to be symbolic that I never want to fucking return. And, doing that over Christmas is not going to be nice either. So be it. And it's just another fucking day. So at least I'll have people around me and sober, whereas there's plenty of people sober and nobody. And, that's another thing. I'm wasting what I have around me by numbing it. So I'm just looking forward to actually being in the real world. I've never known myself as an adult to be fully present. So the enlightenment and the rewards should be good. I've already had so much enlightenment before the journey has already started, hence why the journey's even fucking starting. The fog has pretty much shifted before it's even started, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, there's a time and a place for solitary living, but it does get the people too. I love my own company, but we do need others as well. If nothing else, just to check our ideas or to make sure we're not drifting into fucking mania or whatever. It's good to have people to call upon, and it's also nice to have time to yourself as well. It's all balance for in that regard. But for the first sort of 2-3 weeks here of this 90 days, apart from my like channel obligations, like interviews and lives that I'll be doing every night, I will not be speaking to a sinner because I don't want any chance of relapse. So I have to set the boundaries so that doesn't happen. There's Mr. McQuaiden with a healthy you. I'm looking forward to Michael Desarian too. Very intelligent guy. And also, I think he might be bald. So we've got that in common. Not the intelligence, just the aerodynamic side of things. There'll be plenty more research, Nathan. We have mental guests lined up for December. Let's just hope I'm not like taking random fucking fits or something mid-interview. But I shall try my best to hold it together. I also love the fact that he's never actually lost his accent, especially when he gets heated or passionate about something. But extremely intelligent guy. I've watched his videos for years and listened to his stuff, yeah. So I'm excited to speak with him. I dare say, this being rooted in Christianity, we probably thinks it's a bit nuts, but sure, we're all good to be different, isn't it? And such a rare thing these days as well for anybody to like actually attach anything to God that's not fake. They're always trying to fucking sell you something. Like day one, I'm going to announce, I have armbands that you can purchase over at www.baldbastard.com. Yeah, the late great Jordan Maxwell had a lot of information, but yeah, I'll reserve my opinion on that matter. There's such a thing as knowledge and weaponized knowledge, and he led a lot of people up the garden path to which they still believe, actually. Zeitgeist predicated the same nonsense as well, which people still worship. Now, Bill Cooper was some boy. He was a Jesuit, and Jesuit controlled. There's the opinion. I didn't really think I'd be able to hold it in, if I was honest. Indeed, behold the pale horse. Have the book in the house. But yeah, Jordan Maxwell lots of information, just weaponized information and mixed with half truths, relying on the fact that you don't actually do the research yourself, which is what a lot of these idiots rely on. And anybody who's spiritually aware can't look at Jordan Maxwell and tell me that there's good in his heart. Like, he's not coming from a good place. Like, what's your thoughts on David Icke, people? He is dead now. Circle of life, eh? Isn't that the amazing thing? Like, we all waste so much time, but we only have a certain amount of time here. You know what I mean? And even in the research side of things, we just fucking go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole, while maybe not having spent any time with your family or done just normal things. And all answers are within, to a degree, Shug. Oh, he's definitely told a lot of truth over the years, David Icke. And I've seen Gareth's show as well. I've only actually seen a couple of his interviews, to be fair. I haven't gotten around to Cooper, but on the list. Have you heard of Secret Covenant, and how come you're not confident Maxwell's heart was in the right place? Because I can see people in the spirit, and his heart was not in the right place. And there's many secret covenants, so which secret covenant are you referring to? Or do you mean a secret oath, or what are you talking about? Some of the lesser people stuff as well. I did notice on Epstein victim mentioned things very similar. Talking to Blair White. If I had said they were reptilian in nature but not shapeshifters, he might. Aye, correct. Correct. I may have Nephilim bloodline. Bloods, too, etc., etc. I mean, the lizard people stuff sounds fantastical, but it's closer to truth than you'd think. Do you think a lot of these people in Nemesis in the truther movement are just plants as well, and ball bags, Pied Pipers, just trying to lead you into obscurity as well? Oh yeah, to flail. I can bring that particular oath up if you want. Alex Jones and Russell Brand being the perfect example for like most visible Pied Pipers. And then underneath that you have, in my opinion, David Icke, who would argue with Alex Jones to make it look like he's actually telling the truth and all. It's just the one big fucking game. Genocide the past. I think it's horrible. I think complicity to any murder is horrible. And I don't know how any supposed Christian nation goes to war and murders anyone in the name of God. It's a bit hard not to be trapped in the superficial reality, which is the world we live in, Shug, because we live in it and we're experiencing it. So until we exit the old flesh vehicle, there's not much we can do about that. Alex Jones is at least entertaining, like, and his information is. We do stand for the actual truth, yes, and are prepared to take consequences for it as well, and don't really give much of a fuck about monetization. So, calls of young men. Oh, they're mass human sacrifice. Shug. They're agreed upon beforehand, and they're always for a reason. But he's funny, Nemesis. Come on, they're turning the frogs gay. I mean, he's telling the truth there and making it look ridiculous at the same time. It's a pretty impressive gift. They're turning the frogs gay. Why not just say atrazine is a chemical that has been proven to feminize males? Like that's my entire point. You attach yourself to these people, then it's easy to discount what you're saying because it's like he's like that Alex Jones fella. Yeah, they're turning the frogs gay. Well, actually, there was truth behind that, but there's no point in explaining because he's just made it into a caricature. Every barcode is encoded with 666 in binary numbers at the start, middle, and end. Of course, that's the point. And we all play the game. That was a problem. That's why they had to actually start farming them because they couldn't reproduce the fish. Mental, like. But I don't understand why we all still partake in the charade and vote and like have these conversations about left and right or it's the immigrants. Blah, 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 blah. No, it's the same people fucking for birth, folks. Well, we're trying to bring in the whole truth on this channel, regardless of cost. Honesty will scare off most people. Shugs. That's because their frontal lobe has been calcified. Most people are on antipsychotics or some form of SSRIs or benzodiazepine, something to turn off their prefrontal cortex. So, how can they have discernment when they don't have use of their prefrontal cortex? I also can't wait to see what clarity of mind feels like without it competing with 300 other different chemical reactions at once. Shug is here. Shug is omnipresent. Nemesis, don't worry. And Shug we trust. I will. I will see a very, very different world. Um, I've just allowed myself to get caught up in other nonsense. Um, but the first time round, I had no direction when I got clean, so I have a very, very clear trajectory here, and it's going to be loud, and it's going to change things. And I know my face is not really a representation of what I'm about to say here, but I'm excited. That's the smile, I think. Yeah, I'm not really good at the old smiling. Maybe that'll change. We'll see. Uh, Shug Nemesis says hi. I imagine Shug was probably high anyway. Thank you. Don't be excited for me though. Be excited for what's coming off it. Good luck to the energy vampires, Mr. Shug. Bring them on. I'm fully prepared for Warlick, so I know where the attacks are going to come from, and it's going to be family, it's going to be friends, it's going to be places you don't even think, and whatever. I'm on a journey, and I'm going to finish it, and there's a reason why. So I use the herb in different ways. One of the things people don't realize is that it can do as you command. Uh, I have smoked daily since 14 years of age, maybe younger, and like currently, I would smoke like an ounce in 3 days easily. So the clarity that's going to be hitting my brain here is going to be insane. Not looking forward to those lucid, lifelike dreams, though. It's a wee bit too much, wouldn't it be, Shugs? An ounce in 3 days is unreasonable by anyone's estimations. It's the fact that we would like work through it, train through it, all the rest, and makes it you lie to yourself and think that's all right, but not prepared to sit around for half measures anymore. Fuck it. It's time to get life by the roots and rip it clean out, and take some people along with me for the ride and actually show what real transformation looks like, and not we're looking for 10 men in the Belfast area who are on. No, this is proper transformation from the inside out. Here, Versatile for you. Have you ever heard the rap group Versatile? They're pretty funky, like Irish rap group. One song in particular, Ketamine, the music video for it is absolutely insane. I'm not actually looking forward to doing these lives. Like I was very nervous starting this one. That's weirder than just videoing and then uploading. Tommy Emmanuel. It's none of these like Foster and Allen anymore. Real music. Or Daniel O'Donnell. Or Charlie Lansborough. She's my favorite friend. What a beautiful joint. What a beautiful song. Charlie Lansbury's a fucking hero, like. And there you are listening to your punk music, you scallywags. See the children of today. Oh, Charlie Lansbury's from The Heart too, and Daniel O'Donnell. Wouldn't trust Daniel O'Donnell though if it was like naked and grabbing my ankles, if you get me. He looks a wee bit too much like Jeffrey Donaldson. That God fearing man, Jeffrey Donaldson. He does look like if he ordered a Temu waxwork of Daniel O'Donnell. I have the Irish name, but never been there. Probably lucky, mate, to be honest. But look up Charlie Lansbury. I cannot recommend him enough. Actually, I can't. No. He died, but very singable songs. A bit like Alan Jackson. You're bound to know Alan Jackson. I think everybody's kind of, and I think that's the problem. Alan Taylor, never heard of Alan Taylor. And instantly in my head associated that with snooker for some reason. That would be a good indication it's time to come off the drugs. I thought people would have had some like interesting questions, like why is your head upside down? No. If does and doesn't are opposite, why does she and doesn't she require the same answer? Chimes at midnight. I will get on to that after. Where are you from, Shug? 101. Where you from? Here, the studio's come on a fair way, hasn't it? Forgive me, comparison. Oh, happy days. Well, get yourself over to Belfast. It is the place to be. You want to see, like, the bit that's not in shot. It tells another story, but yeah, it's at least the sound is good and it looks sort of half decent these days. And we have Mark Devlin coming over in person in January, I think, if we're lucky. Oh, you're going to be watching it in real time. Those. And that's the mental thing, though. I can't wait to see just the change in sin and everything. For all the supposed hardships that lie ahead, what is at the other side is clarity, sobriety, emotional regulation, and hopefully a better ability to have consistent relationships and be a more consistent human for those around me. Life's a process, indeed, but some of us have never even properly done life, Nemesis, so I am literally going to be relearning everything here. I'm just lucky to have a wife that supports me through it and will be there for me when I'm a kid. So, well, she's been there when I'm a dickhead, so she's going to be here now. I feel worse for her going into the 90 days, to be honest, because she's the one going to have to be dealing with me. The tyranny we call government at the moment, well, we've all allowed ourselves to be governed to start with. So until you actually start with jurisdiction, that's going to be the case. But the world's going on a certain trajectory anyway, so it is really immaterial what we do, and that's why everyone out doing these street patrols and shouting about the immigrants. Yes, there's an influx of them. Yes, they're causing problems, but they're not the problem. They're a symptom of the problem, and the problem is the government. They are despotic. They are against the people, and they always have been. And I do not know how they've been able to keep up the mirage for so long, how people still engage in the system. It is the government that is the issue. And there's a reason why there is an agenda to emasculate society, because strong men would not allow this shit to happen. So, as annoyed and as aware as I may be about things, until I have clarity of mind and until I am in a sober place, there's fuck all I'm going to be able to do about fluoride in the water, about them worshipping whatever adrenochrome. You know, you need to be the change yourself first, and it should ripple outwards. And you can only concern yourself with your immediate circle, those who have influence over, because you're not going to do anything on a national stage. It has to be communal. You know, you have to work on the small scale and let it spread out. Free energy is already easily accessible, Nathan. It's called a Tesla coil. And you can do it yourself now. Just go and stick it into the garden, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. I'd probably be killed now because I said that. Obviously, free energy isn't entirely available. We just have to look back at the suppressed history, you know, and you can go round on a roundabout on these topics forever, but if you're not right as a person, what does it even matter? You know, I'll happily approach these subjects when the subject approaching them is a clean vessel. With immigration demos, it seems more to make a point. Government, but it's taking. He's bringing more others. What's the best way to honors going off the grid? Well, the point is, Nathan, you're not going to go off the grid. Like, we're never going to get to that utopia. You know, we're never going to have what we perceive Tartaria to have been like. That's not going to happen. We will be moving into a more Hunger Games style scenario than anything else. Despotic a mixture of Hunger Games and Ready Player One if you want to look at pre-programming. Correct, Nathan. What does a gain a man do, or what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Because material is worth fuck all. It's not going to be there to comfort you when you need it, or anything else. But I think that is going to do me for this evening. So we will finish out with a wee fucking tune. Sure.
You were called to be the head of your sphere, not to add to the ones you claim to love fear. If you can't first die to yourself when you live the path, then you don't even deserve the rest of this paragraph. Heal the man, heal the house. Allow him to roar, not be a mouse. Conflict when necessary, pain is growth. Modern man has been castrated and forgot both. This is not misogynistic, this is fact and head the words I say. Feminizing men and demonizing masculinity has made things this way. So many men raised without a father, for an example, is why the
Thank you all for showing up, guys. Thank you. It's going to be an interesting ride ahead, and you're here to see every bit of it. So heal the man and heal the home.